Flight 19 was a routine training mission of 5 Avenger torpedo bombers. The 3-seater Avenger was the US Navy's top ship and submarine killer. It could carry up to 2,000 pounds of ordnance and had a range of 1,000 miles. The Avenger was robust and reliable. The doomed Flight 19 left Fort Lauderdale at 2:10 on a clear winter's afternoon. 4 hours after they took off, they vanished into thin air. Fearing the worst, a naval air search rescue plane took off into the darkening skies. 20 minutes later, at 7:47 p.m., the rescue plane also disappeared. After a massive search, no wreckage was found. And nothing was ever heard from them again. Until now.
Flight 441. On October 30th, 1954, Flight 441 took off with 42 passengers, including naval officers and their families, on their way to Lagos in the Azores Islands. The plane was about 400 miles off the coast inside the Bermuda Triangle when communication was last exchanged, and no SOS call was put in. Flight 441 never arrived to its destination and literally disappeared without a trace, making one of the most notable disappearances to date. Flight DC-3. On December 29, 1948, a Douglas DC-3 aircraft with 32 passengers on board disappeared while en route from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami, Florida. The plane was initially low on batteries, but the pilot continued to fly anyway. The plane, nor traces of the people or wreckage, were ever found. Star Tiger and Star Ariel. 2 planes from British South American Airlines disappeared over the triangle in the span of under a year. The Star Tiger disappeared on January 30th, 1948, flying from Azores to Bermuda. The second plane, the Star Ariel, disappeared on January 17th, 1949, from Bermuda to Kingston, Jamaica. Both aircrafts were passenger planes and had limited radar technology, making it more difficult for them to reach their destinations. Witchcraft. The Witchcraft was a luxury cabin boat owned by hotel guru Dan Barak. On December 22, 1967, Dan and another man named Father Horgan went out about a mile offshore to see the Christmas lights along the Miami coastline. Barak called the Coast Guard stating that he had hit something and would need to be towed back to shore and would shoot a flare gun to announce his position. However, when the Coast Guard arrived, the boat was nowhere to be found. The search expanded 1,200 miles with no results. Frank and Romina Leone. Newlywed couple Frank and Romina Leone went fishing on their brand new boat on June 18, 2003. But when they didn't show up to their job several days later, friends and family feared the worst. The boat had departed from Boynton Beach Inlet in Florida. The U.S. Coast Guard searched the waters from Miami to Savannah, Georgia, but the boat was never found.
In 2017, the UK's Independent wrote a piece with the headline, "Scientist Solves Mystery of the Bermuda Triangle." The scientist is called Karl Krzelnicki, and he said the only things you can blame are human error and bad weather, rather than aliens or the lost city of Atlantis. The number that go missing in the Bermuda Triangle is the same as anywhere in the world on a percentage basis, he said. Other British media wrote about the 75 planes and hundreds of ships that have gone down in the fateful area, and their conclusion was much the same: just bad, bloody weather. On top of that, they offered a hypothesis of methane hydrates, which are underwater gas explosions, mostly due to drilling. These explosions release gas and reduce the density of the water. This could be a reason why so many ships sink. Another new theory is that of hexagonal clouds. These clouds, measuring between 20 and 50 miles, 32.1 kilometers and 80.4 kilometers, cause massive blasts of wind of up to 170 miles per hour. That's 273.5 kilometers per hour. One scientist explained, these types of hexagonal shapes in the ocean are in essence air bombs. They're formed by what is called microbursts, and they're blasts of air. So, they bring down planes that also cause huge waves. They seem to appear a lot over the area of the Bermuda Triangle. There is also something known as electronic fog, which, when it wraps around a ship, causes all the electrical equipment to malfunction. Another theory is the unusual seafloor that has massive crevices and craters and so affects the water above. That's what science says anyway. Some other people believe in the more fantastic. One such theory is that the lost city of Atlantis is down there, and still with it are the energy crystals the city needed to have power. These crystals are so powerful they can drag ships down. In the book we mentioned earlier by Charles Berlitz, he writes about the possibility of the disappearances being engineered by entities from inner or outer space. The thing is, there is just nothing out there to back this theory up. It's as credible as saying Mickey Mouse did it, or the ships were hit by a giant Toblerone. Still, here at the Infographics Show, we believe in healthy skepticism, and always to remain curious, and there's no doubt that this area of the world does seem to see a lot of mysterious events.